Alright guys, let's talk about Brightburn, which just came out this week, and I was really excited for this movie because it's a dark take on the Superman mythos, where like, it's not Superman, they don't call him Clark Kent, his name is something else, as is the parents' names. So it's basically the Superman story without using the rights to it, which is kind of weird that they can do that so easily. But Brightburn again is a dark take on Superman, where this kid lands on Earth, and these two adults find him and want a kid, so they adopt him. 10 years later, something starts to happen where the kid starts gaining very violent tendencies, and from there, it's a full-on terrifying horror movie. Now, the thing I absolutely loved about this movie is that, again, it does the dark take of Superman incredibly well. But I love the fact of how it takes its time, and I liked how this movie, not thinking it would be this way, this is a fantastically gory movie. The way that the gore and effects are is brilliant. I actually legitimately cringed in a lot of moments whenever they did these extremely graphic and brutal kills, and I love the fact that this was that brutal. It really honestly surprised me. I didn't know the rating for this movie. I thought this was like a PG-13. Like, it would be like, oh, it'd be kind of dark. But no, it was dark as fuck, and I love the fact that it went there. It did not hold back in any way in its dark brutality. I love the fact that it's like that. And this movie is a very small scale movie. You could tell that this is a very small budgeted movie with good special effects. You've only got a couple main actors who are the big stars, and then you got a couple background characters, but the only one that I could say by name is Elizabeth Banks, who I mostly have seen in comedy roles, who is great in comedies, but Elizabeth Banks in this movie actually really sells this really, really sad role of this mother of this kid who she adopts, and like she acts like he's her real son, which makes sense. She loves him that much, and she has him for 12 years, and then he starts gaining all these violent tendencies, so it's not like he immediately becomes evil. But I loved her performance in this movie. I love the fact that her character becomes so delusional because she or the husband do not see the horrible things that this kid is doing, and it takes her a long time to believe what's happening, and I love that too. And of course, that's a horror movie cliche. We're like, oh, it takes so long for like the parents to figure out all this horrible shit that's going on. But Elizabeth Banks is really, really fantastic and moving, and honestly, like she blows me away. She deserves a lot of praise for this movie because she really legitimately, like, she just was very great in this movie, and I love how, again, she's a comedic actor, which I have not seen her in anything really dramatic, but this is a horror movie, but it's also dramatic as well and emotional, and she gives that emotional punch in the movie. Really loved Elizabeth Banks in the movie, and I really like the guy who was the dad. I don't know his name. He's been in other stuff, but he was good as well, and he's the one who's more in the sanity route immediately about this kid. Like, he knows like something's up, but she's denying it, and he's really great as well. And then the kid is really, really damn creepy. Like, this kid, I don't know what his name is, and I don't know, he's probably been in other stuff, but man, he really blew me away as well. This kid is demented, and how he acts, his performance is really, really great, and he is really scary. The way he says stuff to people, like the lines he says are really hard to hear. Not that they're really vulgar, but just the way that this kid plays it is so well done that I really, really like this kid performance. He was really, really great. And again, this is a small scale movie, which has really great effects. So I like the fact that this takes a while to build up to this, but whenever it builds up to this, you've got fantastic gore, you've got great characters, you've got emotion, you've got horror. It really runs the gambit in a really fantastic way. So I really, really enjoyed Brightburn. This was a really great movie that is going to not do well at the box office. I mean, it didn't have much of a budget anyway, so it's going to make its money back, but it won't make a lot of money. It'll make money to overcome its budget. I think it already has. But this really is a fantastic horror movie. And if you're a fan of horror, I really recommend you seeing this because this just blew me away in everything. And really, really dug the hell out of this one. And I'm going to put a link down below for Desmonds Flicks, which is a channel that I am going to do the spoiler review on with him, one of my good friends. And he just saw Brightburn and loved it as well. So we're going to do a spoiler talk. I'll put the video and his channel down below. Or maybe just I'll just put the video down below because it'll link to his channel. And if you like this video, check my stuff down below, Patreon, Twitter, Letterboxd. And thank you guys again so much for watching.